it'll get you.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Hi, hello, and good morning, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of Halftime as we are close to the hump in the middle of our first game week of the season. We can get the meat hooks going in about an hour.
I can't do
1 hour.
1 hour. Oh,
not right now.
Not right now. Oh, darn it. Okay.
No, don't jump the gun.
You got me excited. I heard meat hooks.
That was a preemptive clap.
Nope. You got a lot of reasons to be fired up about having a weekend and just a few days. Not the least of which is an Arkansas football game and a full slate of SEC football. I mean, really now, is there a reason to watch anything else this weekend, at least Saturday?
No.
Than a morning, noon, and night day full of SEC football programming. Because that's what my Saturday. Although I will say I got to be at the game on Saturday representing our fine journalistic broadcast entity here.
Yeah, I mean, and then we work Saturday night. We got the post game show here on Hit That Line, and it's me and you.
You have the post game, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that'll at least it's not one of those 1:30 in the morning post game shows. Shouldn't be too late. But hey, I'm just happy to actually have a show to do on a Saturday that involves a Razorback football game. Maybe we can talk about the other SEC games that are going on at that time. And obviously that'll be a main point of conversation throughout the show today. An action-packed show filled with 3 guests into these 2 hours.
What?
And it'll be heavy on Razorback football talk throughout those 3 segments. That includes Clay Henry at 11:30 from Whole Hog Sports and Hogs Illustrated. Tara Talmadge joining us right there at 12 noon. Tara is on the ESPN telecast on Saturday at Reynolds Razorback Stadium as the sideline reporter. And I think that means Tara might be the only on-site broadcaster for ESPN. I think they only have like 4 or 5 of their college football crews that are going on the road this year. The rest of them are doing the at-home or in-studio telecasts. And then Bill King at 12:30, our usual Wednesday guest, plus your calls and texts throughout the next 2 hours at 877-377-6963. And we'll have some sound from Grant Morgan, one of the 4 Arkansas team captains, in just a little bit. But I hadn't planned on starting the show with either of these things because this has been news that's come down in the last couple of hours. One, sad about the passing of Gale Sayers at the age of 77. Understand he was dealing with dementia for a while. It feels like, man, I don't know if I believe that all the deaths happen in threes or tragedies happen in threes. We've had 3 Hall of Famers in the last 2 weeks take their final breaths. And I'm not even talking about politics, just sports. Tom Seaver, Lou Brock, and now Gale Sayers, who is just, attached to the Bears more than, you look at the history of the Chicago Bears, and you have 2 of the greatest running backs ever that never played for anybody else. One of them that just played for so long in Walter Payton, and then the other one in Sayers, who for me is kind of now I ever got a chance to watch him play SmackDown because he was a 1960s running back. But I remember reading about him, seeing some highlights, and you always heard that nobody had ever seen up until that point somebody that was quite as fast as Gale Sayers and would be able to do the cutbacks. I think he was probably the closest thing in the 60s to what we got to watch in the 80s and 90s with Barry Sanders. Just the ability to make people miss at a moment's notice. But, Sanders' career could have gone longer. Who knows how long Sayers' career could have lasted if not for these knee injuries. And, I was looking at his stat sheet here, SmackDown. It's kind of amazing to think that this is a guy who is a Hall of Famer. I don't think there was any question that Gale Sayers was going to go into the Hall of Fame. He played 5 full NFL seasons. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And only 4 of those seasons did he get in a full, a full 13 or 14 games. This is back in the days when the NFL was playing 14-game regular seasons. And he played a full season just 3 times. It was multiple knee injuries. that did him in. So he's kind of like, for me, like the Sandy Koufax of pro football. And the careers intersected briefly. Koufax from the late 50s into the mid 60s before he retired at age 31 because he couldn't even straighten his arm because of all the force that was generated by his curveball more than anything else. And then there's Sayers. You know, I mean, essentially Sandy Koufax got into the Hall of Fame because of 6 years with the Dodgers. Nobody makes it into the Hall of Fame based on 6 years, except Sandy Koufax and maybe Dizzy Dean. I would say the same thing about Gale Sayers and football. I don't think there's anybody who has a bust in Canton who played just 5 seasons in the NFL. Sayers the only one for me that I could think of.
Definitely a legend, way before my time, obviously, but he's among the greats of the NFL. And I mean, Gale Sayers. I mean, there's not much you can say about him. And I kind of like what you had down in here in our rundown. Just extremely dominant, short career, and different things like that. Tell me about this Brian song, because I've heard Brian song before, but I didn't realize.
So you've not seen this movie?
No.
This is a movie. Now, I mean, look, maybe this targets a specific segment of our listening audience.
I believe it was a made-for-TV movie, wasn't it?
Yes, I think you're right. I think this was like a late 60s or early 70s television movie that I don't think it was filmed in black and white, but it was,
in color.
Part of that. It was in color, but early color. To me, this movie hit everybody in the fields when it came out. Like if you think of the football movie that makes you have the feels more than anything, what is it, SmackDown? And my guess would be Remember the Titans. Am I right?
Yes. Okay.
Brian's song is Remember the Titans for those who grew up in the late 60s and into the 70s.
Okay.
Although it's a real story too. It's a story that deals with racial tensions, maybe not the right way to put it, but how to get along with another segment of society that you hadn't had to get along with before. It's emotional. It involves death. 2 iconic actors too. And for those who remember, I just throw it out there. I remember who acted in those movies, but who remembers who played Gale Sayers and who played Brian Piccolo? Because these were 2 legends that I think one of them is still at least doing his thing. But also, I know we've got a lot of Bears fans that listen. We've got, men in their 50s and 60s that saw Gale Sayers play. What do you remember about him? Am I right about him being the closest thing to Barry Sanders? Because that's what I imagine when I've seen his highlights. 877-377-6963 to react to that. And then the other thing I was going to get to here, and this just sounds dystopian. I guess this sounds more 2020 than anything else because you get some really interesting sports injuries. I have never heard of a team doctor-caused punctured lung from a shot. If I'm Tyrod Taylor,
I'm fuming.
I'm getting a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th opinion from now on. Whatever happens in my football career, I will never trust another team doctor again.
I'm not trying to change the subject real quick, but you've got a visitor over. I believe that'd be your left shoulder and the glass behind you. You can see this on your video stream.
Unfortunately, it's so bleached out.
I really is. We can't see what it says.
Need a white balance.
It's amazing how some people don't have anything better to do when they're hosting a radio show in about 4 hours. Blows me away. Sometimes.
Trying to have a serious conversation, talking about Brian's song, and then I see I couldn't even read what it said in the background.
Oh, that's okay. More than one person can have a sign too.
Hey, speaking of signs, Matty T, we got a new sign in here.
Does it say long-haired hippie people need not apply?
No, that's another one we're getting for tomorrow.
They're everywhere. So.
Bruce and Fort Smith nailed it there. Billy D. Williams played Gale Sayers. Lando Calrissian, the pitchman for Colt 45, about as, can I say it, badass as anybody ever, Billy D. And James Caan played Brian Piccolo. Of course, Caan was Santino in The Godfather, and gosh, I mean, he was in one of those football movies too that I'm remembering now. Did he play in The Program?
Yeah,
I think he was in The Program.
You bring up Remember the Titans. I'll have Maddie look this up. Bretton Sproul just texted in and said, Remember the Titans was released 20 years ago today.
That movie is 20 years old?
I have no idea. I didn't think it was 20 years old, but I need to look that up during the break.
Please stop making me feel old. There are other ways to do that. many other ways to do that. And you still have just a few days left to enter to win a Traeger Ironwood 650 pellet grill at hitthatline.com. This thing's valued at just under $1,200, and it's from Brad's Home Entertainment in Mountain Home. Just go to hitthatline.com, click the Traeger grill button, and fill out the entry form. Boom, you're filled out and ready to go and entered. The winner is announced Friday. You can enter once per day until then. And the full line of Traeger grills, spices, pellets, and accessories is Brad's Home Entertainment, right next to Walmart in Mountain Home, and also at bradstv.com. More halftime right after the break.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot, you know.
Only on ESPN 95.3.
At Frank Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dresses, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
A little girl asked me one time, Pastor, does the devil have a mother? I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second, yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frank Rowe Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dresses, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
A little girl asked me one time, Pastor, does the devil have a mother? I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second, yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Price and available online or conveniently located at nearly 200 stores across the state. All Ouachita Farms CBD products are tested at C-Pill Labs in Little Rock to ensure that you will always get what you expect. Find us online today and use this code at checkout.
Ouachita Farms! Go to ouachitafarms.com and use code WPS15 at checkout of your purchase.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Line up, ladies!
What do you mean line up?
No! going to learn to be true dodgeballers, then you've got to learn the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. If you master the 5 Ds, no amount of balls on earth can hit you.
Shouldn't we, learn by dodging balls that are thrown at us, or?
That's what this sack of wrenches is for. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
All right, back on Halftime here on ESPN Arkansas, ESPN 99.5. Good to be with you today, Phil, Matty T, SmackDown, and Grant Morgan, who I got to say, I enjoy listening to his Zoom press conferences more and more as he continues to be out there in front as a leader and now as a team captain. So I know we've got sound also from Felipe Franks and from Rakeem Boyd, but I'm very interested about this Arkansas defense, something to get into with Clay Henry in the next segment, because we talked about it yesterday, this 4-2-5 alignment. A little bit different from, what you had the last couple of years. It seems that it's based on aggressiveness. And from what Grant says, a lot of it has to do with the idea that the linebackers have to do a ton of tackling, which I think they have to do on just about any defense, but maybe a little bit more so in this defense. So SmackDown, you got these things queued up. I think we'll hear from Grant Morgan and answering questions about the aggressiveness of the defense and, in his mind, the way that this thing has to go.
I think our aggressiveness to get to the ball, I think it might start with D-line, just having those bigger guys up front that we haven't had in a while. Knowing where we are, knowing the style of defense we're playing with Coach Odom, he wants us to attack the line of scrimmage every single play because he knows we got someone else to cover us up. If we hit that wrong gap a little bit, he knows that next person coming over the top is going to fit it over perfectly, so you can be more aggressive in this defense. So I think the aggressiveness, I think you're going to see. I think we're going to be able to put some pressure on some people. I think just because of the way people are understanding our teammates are understanding the where and how you're supposed to get to a certain point, the urgency you're supposed to have. I think that's going to be a big difference from last year based on just
aggressiveness, flying to the ball. I know another term he used later on was a lot of hats going to the ball. So it seems that really just doing everything you can to attack the football, attack the line of scrimmage, fill some gaps there. And I'm also interested in their ability maybe to hide what they are planning on doing here. And so one thing I want to ask Clay about is this position that Dorian Gerald and Mateo Soli are 1 and 2 at. I know that they are defensive linemen, but I think that they'll also be taking their hand off of the ground on occasion and dropping back into coverage. So I think you'll see some disguised coverages here and there. And based upon this new alignment or a different alignment, maybe, just maybe, you don't need the depth of linebacker that we've been wondering where it's been at Arkansas for a long time.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, too, the other aspect about the defense perspective, and you've heard Connor O'Gara mention this several times and others that we've had on halftime here with us, too, the Barry Odom's probably going to be able to get these guys better in the almost like the X's and O's and being in the right spots and almost just playing technical better defense, just almost being there. And you may not see leaps and bounds better defensively, but I think you'll have a more sound technical. Everybody knows where they need to be at a certain point of the defense.
Well, so your edge rushers, want to get to the quarterback. Your tackles, it sounds like, are going to try to hold a lot of blocks and create some opportunities for linebackers or maybe a blitzing safety to get into the backfield, and not just to sack the quarterback, but also to create some tackles for a loss on running plays. And so you hear Grant mention, a little bit of the bigger tackles right now. And so, Xavier Kelly's listed at 311. I would assume, he is the heaviest of any of the defensive players right now, and he's going to be a load. Isaiah Nichols is right behind him, or I guess they're listed 1A, 1B at one of the tackle spots, and he's about 40 pounds lighter. But, Jonathan Marshall is pushing 300. He's maybe the strongest guy on the team. Gerald, more of an edge guy, I guess. So, his size might not matter quite as much, and the same with Julius Coates. But to me, it sounds like the idea that, we've talked about the offensive line being bigger and how important that is to not get pushed around? What about the idea of the defensive tackles, too, to at least be able to hold those blocks and create some open lanes for other players to get into the backfield? I think that's been lacking the last couple of years.
Yeah, you're right. I think you want this team to be aggressive, and I think that's where a lot of people last year was kind of turned off with this defense. You weren't really aggressive and flying to the ball, and it seemed like the times you were getting burned by receivers or missing tackles. That's going to be the big thing. I really want to see this team make the open field tackle, because
that's what Chuck mentioned yesterday.
Chuck mentioned yesterday.
He said the tackling was simple as anything.
Because
he gave us two simple answers on the things he want.
Yeah.
Confidence, quarterback. Defense, how to get better, tackling.
Yeah.
Seems,
because how many times
simple.
last season and past seasons where it's just like almost double-digit missed tackles by the end of the game, and you know as well as I do, every time when you have those big-time missed tackles defensively, every stinking one of them almost leads to a big play, whether it be a big 20, 30-yard gain, or in most cases for Arkansas's luck, it was always a touchdown. I think that's where Barry Odom and that's where Grant Morgan, you've seen the confidence out of him. When we played some sound from him a week or two ago talking about the confidence of the linebacker room, the secondary room, because we've heard Sam Pittman say how confident he is in that secondary, and that's his favorite group. You're seeing a lot of confidence. They're going to get tested game one. Maybe not by I don't know, would you say Georgia's top 3 best offense in the SEC?
I mean, I honestly not quite sure. They don't
top
return
5?
as much. I would say top 5, but
you just don't know.
We haven't seen their quarterback
Fair.
play yet.
But,
I mean, we don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. They're not even going to release it until kickoff on Saturday. That's got to be a big aspect of it.
But let's just say, for the sake of conversation, top 5 offense. I think a lot of people would probably agree with that.
But just based on pedigree alone, fine. I'll give you that.
But this defense is going to get tested. You're going to get tested, especially if it's DeJuan Mathis with the dual threat quarterback, and it's not just Arkansas. All the schools have problems with dual threat, very good dual threat quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So game one, you're going to get tested right off the bat to see, if the defense is up to snuff of what we think it is, and can you play the aggressive style of football that Grant Morgan is discussing here.
I think Mathis is more of the dual threat. Daniels is more of the quote-unquote pro style. But honestly now, pro style is dual threat anyway. So
fair, yeah.
It's almost like 6 and 1/2 dozen the other. The other thing I wanted to play here, and I really love – Nikki had asked the question of Grant about – she wanted to get into a little bit about Felipe Franks and his personality on the field and if he was talking trash or not. And I thought Grant's answer – was quite telling about the level of discipline that Coach Pittman is trying to instill upon this team. Listen to this answer from Grant Morgan.
The rules with Coach Pittman, we're not allowed to talk to offense. The offense is not allowed to talk to us because he doesn't want anything to do with getting trash talking in games. That was one of his first rules he brought to Arkansas. He said, I don't want anybody talking to the offense during plays, middle of plays, after plays. I don't want defense talking, offense talking. So that rules out that one with Felipe. He doesn't talk to us at all.
Love it.
You know, I don't know what it's usually like at a quote-unquote normal football practice, but I would imagine there is some trash talking between the offense and the defense. You know, and maybe that lends itself to certain habits that pop out during the game. You know, trash talking in practice isn't going to throw a flag on you. Trash talking in the game quite often will.
And doing it in the worst possible time as well.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, in this case, I can see where Sam is trying to really, more than anything, just have a habit built about not speaking to the other team on the field, ever. Whether it's one of your teammates or not, just let him be. So, I don't know if this is a normal routine at the usual football practice, but I would be interested to pay attention to how many unsportsmanlike penalties this team gets, you know, throughout this season, and whether or not you have fewer than you've had in previous years.
Hey, let's go to the phones real quick. We got Cody on the line. He's going to be quick before we hit this commercial.
Hey, Cody, what's up, man? You're on.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, real quick, I heard what you were saying. I actually saw an interview in Alabama. Saban started that whole thing. He doesn't allow trash talking between the offense and the defense in practice, so it doesn't translate into the game. But you think about it, man, that's another way Pittman's instilling discipline, which is going to be a big difference. But also, after seeing Felipe Franks speak yesterday in that interview, we haven't had a leader at quarterback in a while like that, guys. And then Rakeem Boyd seems super excited. I'm going to change it from 2 wins to 3, but I'm getting super excited, man. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Cody.
Hey, man, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty hefty jump up, you know, from 2 to 3. Well done. Well done. It's a good call, Cody. Appreciate that. And yes, I think that this does speak to a certain level of discipline that Sam Pittman expects out of his team. And do other coaches expect that same level of discipline based upon the number of unsportsmanlike penalties in the sport? Maybe not. Hey, make sure that if you own a business that needs more security or needs more curb appeal, put this number in the phone, 479-782-3936. That's the Fence Man. They can be there quickly for a no-obligations quote, and nobody knows any better than the Fence Man because they've been doing it for over 40 years. That's 479-782-3936 for the Fence Man, a division of Quantum Property Services. One and only Clay Henry, publisher, editor, Hogs Illustrated, joining us right after the break. Stay tuned on Halftime.
When we rise above alcohol and drugs, we reach for, expect, achieve, and accomplish more. The minute we think about using alcohol or drugs, we lower our chance of living our best life. When we rise above, we respect ourselves and live our best life, not a stressed life. Being drug and alcohol free has always been the best way to be. Hey, it's my best me. Let's do this. Join the RAAD movement. Challenge yourself to rise above alcohol and drugs. To learn more, find and like us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Region 2 Partners for Success, and you can reach us at 870-391-3176.
While you can't believe everything on social media these days, you can believe it's possible to start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have zero computer experience. Instead of waiting to see what happens when life gets back to normal, take control of your future now. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes meet just twice a week. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford. Up to $12,000 off on 2020 Ford F-150s, and there's 40 to choose from. 2020 Ford Fusion, $1,000 rebate, plus 0% for 72 months. And 2020 Ford Escape, $4,500 off, or 0 for 60 months. The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade. Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Put your hand down. You smiling?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football. Football is fun.
Fun, sir.
Fun, sir.
It's fun.
Yes.
You sure?
I think.
Now you're thinking. First you smile, then you think. You think football is still fun?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes. No.
No?
Sir. Well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not right now.
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
No.
Make up your mind.
No.
Think. Since you're thinking now, go on, think. Is it fun?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Absolutely not?
Zero fun, sir.
All right, listen up. I'm Coach Boone. I'm going to tell you all about how much fun you're going to have this season.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
So we didn't plan it this way. We did not plan it this way. But now we come into this segment from with a Remember the Titans bump. Remember the Titans was brought up in the first segment of the show. It is the 20th anniversary of the release of this movie.
That's insane. That movie does not feel like it's 20 years old, but Brett and Spyro texted in. He brought that up, and I believe Brett, but he's an Oklahoma fan, so you can only take his words for so far. No, I'm just kidding, Brett. But, yeah, it came out September 23rd, 2000.
Well, I'm telling you, I mean, it was as much of an impact as that movie had on you. I think Brian's song had the same sort of impact upon people of that generation. Clay Henry's with us. Clay, did you see Brian's song when it came out, early 70s?
Yes, I've seen all those sports movies. And Remember the Titans, one of my favorite. I was on the basketball team at Little Rock Central in 1970 that won the state championship. In my 10th grade class, now, you know, obviously Little Rock Central integrated in 57. You know, that was a national story with the National Guard coming in to enforce the integration. But it really wasn't, you know, the sports teams, you know, they didn't really have a heavy black influence until my class came in, my 10th grade class that came in 1970. And I think I was the only white player that made the 10th grade basketball team. Might have been a couple others. Paul Burton was in that group. But we had Fred Allen, Danny McDaniel, Harry Couch. There were in maybe 5 or 6 others. But those three played on the varsity as 10th graders, and we won the state championship. And I guess is what I'm getting at is our bus trips. Little Rock Central, you know, we played Fort Smith Northside, we played at El Dorado, we played at Blytheville, we played – those bus trips were, you know, it was just interesting how it all, you know, the seniors were white in our group, and how it all meshed, and the singing on those bus trips. I mean, every once in a while, Fred Allen is like, Clay, you don't get to sing. You do not get to sing. Says we're singing Jackson 5, and you're not one of the 5.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was, you know, just you know, that movie brought back so many memories to me, and every time I see it, it takes me back to those bus trips in 1970.
Well, we brought it up. We brought up that movie because I felt like it had the same impact that Brian's song had.
No question.
Obviously, that's the story of Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo.
Yes.
I had two comparisons for Gale Sayers. One of them to Sandy Koufax for having this incredibly short career, but being so dominant that he's in the Hall of Fame. And the other comparison was, I think, because I never saw Gale Sayers play, just the highlights, but I did see Barry Sanders. Is that an apropos comparison?
Yeah, they're different. I think Gale probably ran with a little more weight to him. You know, Barry was more, you know, the jitterbug, water bug guy. He never ran over, but Gale Sayers could run over you. Not the way Jim Brown did, but, you know, I got to cover I was the beat writer at the Tulsa World and got to cover Barry Sanders. Covered Billy Sims, Heisman Trophy winner, Barry Sanders. Guys, I was over there to do a basketball feature his freshman year, and I was sitting in the stands at Gallagher Iba Arena up in the upper deck waiting for a basketball player to come out to sit with me. It was in preseason. And Barry Sanders walked through the gym, and he had gym shorts on and was carrying his football cleats. Nothing else. You know, and of course he had six-pack, perfectly muscled up. Had not really played much yet. You know, they had Thurman Thomas, you know, ahead of him. And there was a basketball laying underneath the goal. And he's barefooted, and he picked up the basketball and then jumped straight up and dunked it with his right hand. No step. I mean, he just jumped straight up. He's 5'10". He's not any taller than that. And, I mean, I looked around. I'm the only one in there. It's like, hey, so, did y'all see? I wanted to tell somebody, did you see that? But I was the only one there. And so wasn't soon after that I saw Pat Jones, at practice, football practice, and I was like, hey, that guy. And he goes, that's Barry Sanders. There he is right there. And the next day he returned a kickoff 100 yards. I mean, it just got better from there. But that was the first time I realized who Barry Sanders was and what an incredible athletic talent that there's not been. You can say, well, was he like this? Was he like that? He is Barry Sanders, and there was no one else like him ever. And I don't think there'll ever be anybody like him again. I was watching Felix Jones and Darren McFadden as freshmen. And somebody says, is he like Barry Sanders? No, these guys are good. But Barry Sanders, and I would say Gale Sayers too, are just incredible talents.
Got Clay Henry here with us on Halftime. Clay, we got Razorback football finally getting started this Saturday. And right before we had you on, we were playing some audio from Grant Morgan, really bringing up the aggressiveness of this defense that he feels like this team is going to play with. How do you expect this thing to come out? Because I don't think anybody would argue that Georgia, at least from the eye test of what we know about Georgia, they're a top 5 offense in the SEC. Is that a fair statement, do you think?
I don't know that you can say that this year with the quarterback play that you just don't. I mean, there is so much about quarterback play that makes you a top 5 offense, and what we're going to get out of Georgia from quarterback play is unknown. So I wouldn't classify their offense as being elite. I think what makes their team special over the last few years has been their defense, their special teams play, and incredible detail that they just don't make any mistakes. And their offense with so many new parts and quarterback, and you're talking about breaking in a redshirt freshman quarterback, you just don't know what you're going to get. And so I don't think I don't think you can say that now top 5 in the SEC. That's saying a lot. Yep. I mean, I don't think that they'll be an elite offense when we see them Saturday against Arkansas. They may develop into that because they have talent. But without a spring practice and with limited contact in the fall, nobody's had their full rosters out there for any length of time to be able to have massive scrimmages because of quarantines, and we don't know what they've had, but I'm sure that they're like everybody else. There's 10 to 15 players out, and it reduces your ability to scrimmage. What you're going to get in game 1, I think, is an unknown. And you could be right. They could have that kind of offense, but that's not how I would quantify their team right now.
So, okay, we'll go on with that assumption with this next question here. So, a relatively unknown offense. We don't know what we'll get with quarterbacks. So how can this defense for the Razorbacks be aggressive, as Grant Morgan was talking about? And how do you think they'll go about being aggressive and hopefully cause some problems for this Bulldog offense?
Well, John Chavis was the blitz master. I mean, that's his reputation. And every time they blitzed, they had a missed assignment. And if you blitz, then you got 1 or 2 less guys in coverage. I mean, that's the whole concept. We're going to get you before you can figure out where the hole is. And they were so ineffective in their blitzes that the quarterback, in other words, they didn't get there. If you blitz, you got to get there. And every time they blitzed, they got blocked. They got all picked up, one-on-one blocking. They didn't have to double team anybody, so they would have 6 or 7 blockers. They'd pick them up, and then they'd burn whatever the opening, whatever the weakest link was, because they had some weak links in the secondary. So young at cornerback for so many years over the last 3 or 4 years. That's one of the changes with this defense is they're not babies at cornerback anymore. They've got some experience and they've got some depth. They're not playing a true freshman at nickel anymore. I mean, people just picked Greg Brooks apart at nickel, true freshman. And he did the best he could. But, I mean, it was over and over that you saw that particular spot get hammered. So, they're at 2 deep all across the board, we think. Haven't seen a lot of practices of late, but we think that – so if you're better in the secondary, then you can blitz. You're going to be assignment sound, and that's what we have to watch for. Do they have fewer missed assignments, and can they blitz? And then if you can and you can get there, then you can be more aggressive. And with 3 safeties, basically playing with 2 nickels, and I'm really anxious to see Jalen Catalon, because everything that I've heard from the last 2 to 3 years, ever since I've known about him, he's the honey badger. He gets to the ball. He causes fumbles. He gets his hands on the ball. He can blitz. He understands the game. He's a former quarterback, and he plays with a great passion and a great intellect. That has been missing for Arkansas defenses, a safety that can impact the game, and also a great quality leader that the team will rally behind. A guy that there are guys that have been solid and said the right things, but they weren't good players. Santos Ramirez was solid, worked hard, but he didn't make plays. And that's empty leadership, guys. And so your leaders, if they don't make plays all at once, they're not effective leaders. So we'll see if the guys that we've seen, elected as captains by their teammates, if they're playmakers. And when your leaders are playmakers, then you got something.
I believe what you would call leaders that don't make plays, cheerleaders. There's a huge difference between those two.
Yeah, and I mean and they can be good workers, and they can go to class and do all the things right and have respect of their teammates. But then there's the next level. They got to play the game.
Yeah. Difference between waving the towel and being the one that somebody's waving the towel towards.
Yeah,
all right, Clay.
And those guys don't have to say much. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, lead by example. It sounds like that's what Jonathan Marshall's all about.
Oh, no question. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clay, appreciate your time, man. Thanks.
Enjoyed it.
Talking about it next
always
week.
Do. Yep.
It's Clay Henry from Hogs Illustrated. And we think about that. It's true. Like we all need the encouragement from teammates or family members or whatnot. But if it isn't coupled with action or what Clay says for the players, making plays, all that is encouragement. It isn't necessarily leading. And there's that idea by leading by example. That's what I think Franks is both of. Felipe Franks, both of those. Grant Morgan seems to be both of them at the same time. All right, 877-377-6963, the number to get with us for the last segment of the first hour on halftime. Tara Talmadge, I was going to say Pig Trail Nation, but on Saturday she represents ESPN, and Bill King still coming on the show as we continue on this fine Wednesday. SmackDown, get the meat hooks ready in a little bit, and we are right back.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Dee's Family Restaurant of Alma at 39 Column Lane across from the water park is now reopened and ready to serve you. We're open 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Breakfast is served all day and our full menu is available at 10:30 a.m. All-you-can-eat steak on Thursday night, cooked order prime rib on Friday night, and now we deliver on Waiter. Curbside and to-go is still available. Call ahead 632-1014.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Now that summer's almost over and the kids are back in school, make it a September to remember by getting that nicer, newer car you've been wanting at Rath Auto Resources. Hi folks, Larry Rath here, and I'm making it easy with discounts up to $4,300 on our great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, with used cars in short supply, I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years. And by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
The Force? And the Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
Welcome on Halftime here, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, the T, the Smack, and you. 877-377-6963. I was looking through Pro Football Reference here. Wanted to see where Gale Sayers ranks as far as all-time yards per rush. 5 yards per rush over the course of his career. Keep in mind, this was the days where a 1,000-yard rusher was extremely rare. He had to do that in 14 games, and it was a lot of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. The 60s also, too, was a lot of pass. That was a passing decade. So 5 yards per rush for a career that lasted just a little bit longer than 5 years. I'm going to try to stick in a couple more years there, but just couldn't hack it with those knee injuries. But I want to find out. I'll look at that as we get into the next segment here. Okay, so I don't know if you saw the sign. If you're following us on our YouTube or Facebook stream up here that Zach put up just a little bit ago, I took it down. Okay. He said, "Real men like dogs," because he thinks real men don't like cats, which couldn't be any further from the truth. Because remember that whole list of men,
yes,
quote unquote manly men that had or have cats. Johnny Cash.
You said Liberace, right?
No, I don't think it was quite Liberace, although I think he had a cat and a candelabra. I don't have the candelabra, and I also don't have the sparkling coats nor the piano to go along with it. Who else was it? The guy that played – I forget the name of the the name of the guy with the crossbow in Walking Dead?
Oh,
I mean,
Norman Reedus.
Yeah,
Norman Reedus, the guy who did the TV reality show about riding a motorcycle across the country. You're going to tell me that guy's not a badass? Come on now.
Can I add to that cat list?
Please do, because anything involving a feline animal, I'm interested in these days.
My dad,
just to cross up Arns more than anything else.
My dad, Papa Smackdown, is a cat owner now.
Who's more manly than your dad?
Ha!
Who's more manly than my dad?
Yeah, nobody.
My grandfather.
Oh.
You can't have a nickname that has the word Smackdown in it and not be a manly man. And look, I don't care how many candelabras you got. I don't care how many quiches you eat. It doesn't matter. You know, if Smackdown's in your name, go ahead and challenge him to say he's not.
I'll be the first to admit I'm not the biggest cat person in the world. I have no problem with cats. It's all
You haven't
fine
met
and
the
dandy.
right cat. That's the thing.
So this cat that lives with my parents now, it got into my mama's car hood and rode home with her. It's about a 30-minute drive from her school where she's a principal to her house. The cat sat right next to the radiator, made it home, popped the hood, and my dad looks down at the cat because my dad used to hate cats from what I remember. He looks at the cat goes meow, and my dad, like, his heart melted. So now he's a cat owner.
Why did your mom make it ride under the hood?
She didn't know.
Oh, okay.
She didn't know.
She's not just like you're not sitting in the car.
No.
You're going under the hood.
No, she didn't know, and they got home, and my dog is just raising hell back and forth because she's barking at
That's
the hood.
a lucky cat.
It really is.
Put those claws away, or I'll make you ride under the hood next time.
Her name is Josie.
So you have found on Reddit. Now, I guess you like to surf the web of Reddit, which I don't go on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And you have found. So what is the game? What is it? Where's Waldo?
So
someone's doing that with a cat, and apparently a ton of people like. You think I need to get my cat involved in Find My Cat on Reddit?
So. I think so. Well, not necessarily Reddit. I mean, you've got a large following on Twitter.
How about we just find my sanity instead?
No, I mean we need to have some games with your cats because if you want to be the ultimate cat owner, you've got to have a cat Instagram. You have to create an Instagram page for your cat.
I'm still trying to find my marbles, and now I'm trying to look for this guy's cat too.
I feel bad for the animals that feel forced to perform because their owners have to have them on social media. It's like you had to back in the day, you know, when our parents would say to us, dance for grandma, you know, do your routines for your grandparents. And we'd go, come on, I don't want to perform on demand. You think these animals want to perform on demand too?
Do they care? Do they care about likes and hearts?
Yes, they
All
do.
they care about is food and a place to go to the bathroom and a place to sleep, and that is it.
No.
It's one of the
cats need the social media clout. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think my cat's going on Reddit anytime soon.
You don't have to do Reddit. We can do Twitter, Instagram, but I think you should do this because you need to have fun with your cat.
Put his cat on Tinder to find another cat.
What? I think they have another website specifically for that. Speaking of which, there was a cat that didn't like seeing mine in the window and screamed at it, which I think more than that felt like it was cat Tinder. I mean, where have we gone with this thing? I'm more interested in the popcorn surplus that is surging across the United States that you put on our rundown here. Apparently, there are mountains of unsold and I guess unpopped popcorn that companies are legitimately buying silo after silo after silo to keep this stuff fresh. I mean, can you keep it fresh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'll eventually go bad and like almost sprouting. It just based off corn kernels that I've messed with in the past for like deer corn and different things like that. But yeah, according to Delish, apparently there's an estimated 111 million pounds of unsold and unpopped popcorn.
And this is
Matty
mostly
T,
because of the movie theaters.
That's what they attribute most of this to.
Matty T is the resident moviegoer amongst our show here. So Matty, what was the weight of popcorn there? Give the actual weight.
The weight of
what was it? 122 million pounds. You said.
Could you eat 122 million pounds of popcorn?
No. I'm just wondering how many movies would that be for you?
Oh gosh, I usually don't even get popcorn.
What's your movie treats?
It used to be Sour Patch Kids.
Oh,
yeah.
That's good.
Truthfully, look at this, though. I mean, this thing says 70% of American popcorn is eaten at home, 30% at theaters and other public venues.
I'm surprised by that.
So is that 30% where this giant surplus has come from? And it's not just movie theaters. It's baseball parks, football stadiums, you know, everything else that goes along, you know, going
lots
to
of other social
going to a play,
events.
the opera. Are you allowed to eat popcorn at the opera or at the symphony?
With all the crunching noise? Yeah.
With all the crunching? I don't think you're allowed to do that. I got yelled at for opening a Kit Kat at a play once. It was
do tell.
Cat on a hot tin roof. Yeah, they weren't appreciative that I actually opened a Kit Kat bar. Next time, I'll remember, to cough and ruffle my clothes first before I open the Kit Kat bar.
Sometimes,
And then, by the way, to those of you out there, I ate it like you think is a normal way to eat it. All right,
we're not doing that argument again.
No, you just can't do that inside a theater. You can do that at home or on a video that you're tweeting out to people. I think that's.
Have you ever tried to open a package like in a theater or something, and it's like the less loud you try to do it, the more loud it actually becomes. It's like
that's right.
Yeah, it's like just go ahead and open the damn thing already.
That's what irritates me. Like if I'm at the house or when I lived at home and I wanted to have a Coke early in the morning. There's no easy way. Yes, because our walls are thin. You can hear everything in my parents' house. You pop the top on that, and it sounds like a quarter hit at a Grand Canyon or something.
See, that's what happens in these last segments when our interviews go a little bit longer. We talk zero sports. We talk a bunch of random things, and hey, we have a lot of fun doing it too.
And you know how many text messages we got talking about these random things? 10.
I know.
Just like that.
Nobody ever texts in about sports. It's always about all the other stuff. So sit on your hands for a little bit because we're talking football with Tara Talmadge from Pig Trail Nation and ESPN on the telecast this Saturday when the Hogs battle Georgia. And, my friend, get the meat hooks going because we're up to the top of the hump on a Wednesday, and the second hour of halftime is next.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there's a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday, still serving all the 906 specialty items, with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination, following all of the state guidelines and a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Cloudy skies, a chance of some showers and scattered thunderstorms tonight. An overnight low will drop down in the mid to upper 50s. We're looking at a chance of scattered wet and stormy weather for Wednesday. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s, and then clearing the skies later Thursday, highs in the 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by OG&E Weatherization Program for Arkansas customers with homes at least 10 years old. Call 1-800-272-9741 for details or log on to OGE.com.
Coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
It's what I always listen to.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it! Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play!
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
All right, SmackDown, I'm sitting here waiting. There it is. Earth-shattering claps as we are at the apex of the week, now on our way down.
Picture frame about fell off
towards the weekend. We are excited about it.
Our posters did fall down, Matty.
That's
though.
right.
Go Hogs, go!
Well,
Beat Georgia.
My ears are hurting from that.
I'm sorry.
And we're going to talk some football here, some Razorback Georgia football with Tara Talmadge out of Pictro Nation. But on Saturday, she'll be representing ESPN on the sidelines for the telecast of the Hogs and the Dogs. And she's with us right now. Tara, good to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to talk with you guys.
Absolutely. So the first thing I wanted to ask here is, are you going to be the only ESPN broadcaster on site, or are Dave Neal and DJ Shockley going to be on site too? Because I think ESPN's only got like 4 or 5 of their college football crews going on the road. So are you essentially solo, or do you have teammates with you on location?
Yeah, it is a weird season. But Dave and DJ will also be on site for this game as well.
Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. So, This is exciting for many reasons. For one, I mean, you're going to be on the linear telecast on ESPN. It's the first game of the year. It's a national contender coming to Fayetteville. We've had to wait about a month for football, so I'm not quite sure where to start as far as the excitement level is concerned. So, where would you start?
Oh, geez. I mean, I'm just happy that football is actually happening for the SEC this year. I mean, there was one point in time when I know pretty much everyone was probably at least a little bit concerned about whether or not this season was going to happen, but they handled everything really well. And I'm excited to see what Sam Pittman and his staff have been able to do during the short time that they've had with this team.
I think a lot of us are excited, and really we had Quinn Grovey and Chuck Barrett on in the past 2 days, and the first question we asked them about this team, they gave the same answer. The question was, what more than anything gives you confidence about this team's ability to break the losing streak and improve upon last year? They both said quarterback. There's no way that they're the only two people that feel that way. So I think more than anything, all of us are excited to watch an experienced quarterback who has won SEC games, who is a leader and is grasping that mentality. I think that's at the top of the list.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the first time in years that Arkansas has a defined starter that will probably be the starter for the rest of the season. I mean, I think they had, 8 different quarterbacks start the past 2 seasons. So it's good to know that Felipe Franks is the guy ahead of time, and the team has been able to work with him on a consistent basis and not have to think, oh, is this guy going to start or is this guy going to be throwing to me? They know, and so that's definitely a bonus.
Have you had a chance to speak with any of the coaches from Georgia yet? I know that this is a day where you were hoping to be able to speak with them, and has that happened yet?
Not yet. We will be speaking with the Georgia coordinators later this evening, though, and then we'll be talking with head coach Kirby Smart on Friday about this game.
Do you even ask who they're going to start at quarterback? Because you know the answer you're going to get, which is we're not telling anybody. Do you even ask?
Right. Oh, yeah, you got to ask just to at least hear them say it. It's worth a shot. But let's be real. I think most of us know who they're probably going to end up starting anyways. There's been some questions about JT Daniels and if he's going to be fully ready to go for this game. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him a little bit as well.
Do you think there's it's the advantage isn't the right word, but a better chance for Arkansas to beat Georgia this first week than if this game would have been scheduled any other week 5, week 6, based upon the idea of it being the first game of the year, and maybe Georgia wouldn't take Arkansas very seriously, because I'm even read they're being asked questions about this. You know, they have this incredibly difficult SEC schedule after Arkansas. So, I mean, do you have any sense that maybe, just maybe, this being the first game, that this gives the Hogs a better chance than if it were later?
You know, there are a couple different things with that. I think that in terms of Georgia, they could underestimate Arkansas and what their new teams and stuff are going to look like this season. And yes, they do have a tough stretch ahead of them after this Arkansas game. So maybe they do kind of go into this game trying not to get too fancy, just do their basics and see how it works out. But at the same time, with Arkansas, you know, they're probably really pumped up. They've got a chip on their shoulder after the past few years. So they're ready to play. But at the same time, Arkansas is dealing with a lot of new stuff right now. And I don't know how they'll be able to effectively put it into play in their first game.
Speaking of Tara Talmadge here on Halftime, Tara, when this game is said and done, and hopefully the Razorbacks come out on the winning side of the scoreboard, but I'm not asking for a prediction here, but when it's all said and done, we've talked a lot about the positives that Sam Pittman has brought to this program, the different changes that he's made, and everything up to this point has been very positive. I think a lot of the fans are on board with it. But when we get on the air of Monday, when you're on Pig Trail Nation, we're here on Halftime, in your mind, what would make it like a successful game for Sam Pittman as his first game as a head coach?
I'm looking for them to, one, be competitive. I mean, they don't need to light up the scoreboard and just demolish Georgia for it to be impressive. What they need to do is just be competitive. I would love to see Felipe Franks just, you know, complete passes, hit the open receivers. I'd love to see guys like Traylon Burks finally get a touchdown, stuff like that. And you know, Sam Pittman has talked about the hustle that this team was kind of lacking the past couple of years, and you know, just the basics of putting in real effort for the entire game and not just trashing in the last quarter. So that's something that I think, for it to be a success, that's what would need to happen for Arkansas.
Which side of the ball, when you're sitting on the sideline, are you going to be anxious to see from this Razorback team? Is it going to be the offensive side and see what Kendall Browse can bring to the offensive side of the football, or what Barry Odom hopefully will bring much needed improvement to the defense? Which side of the ball are you more excited to see here?
You know, I think everyone's excited to see the offensive side of the ball, but the defense is the more concerning one for me, in terms of the fact that they had talent last year and were still struggling immensely. So I want to see what Barry Odom can do with this team. Are they improved in tackling? Because that was a huge issue the past couple of years. That's definitely the side of the ball that I'm really interested to see. A lot of people talk about the defensive line right now, to see how improved they are. Apparently they're pretty aggressive. That's what Grant Morgan has to say. So that's going to be an interesting aspect of this game, and see how they can handle the Georgia offense.
And I think one thing I'm just kind of curious to hear from your point of view, being the sideline reporter, you've done numerous games, and every one up until now has been normal circumstances, full stadiums, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Now you're stepping into your first time as a sideline reporter with the COVID-19 pandemic happening and all these different protocols in place. What's changed in your preparation for this Saturday?
Well, you know, we're still trying to learn some of the new guidelines that are going to be in place when we are at the game, because they vary in terms of which stadium you're at. But everything is over Zoom. We do not meet any of these coaches in person anymore. And also, we're not talking to players. That's a big difference from the past times that I've done games for ESPN and SEC Network. This is something that's new for all of us, and we're all trying to figure it out a little bit. Some things that we'll have to do ahead of time from now on, in terms of, you know, deciding who we're going to talk to at the end of the game or at halftime, because we have to set things up, get the mic stand ready to go, make sure we're all socially distant, things like that. It changes things. I'm not sure how close we'll be able to get to the team on the sideline. You know, certain people don't want you in that area and tell you to kind of stay further away, which dramatically changes what you'll be able to report on. So it'll be a learning process for sure.
You wearing a mask while you're reporting? Or are you allowed to take it off when you're speaking into the mic?
That's actually a good question. I know I have to wear the mask pretty much the entire time that, from the moment I get out of my car, but I'm not sure if I have to wear it when I'm actually doing a report. That's one of the things I've still got to figure out.
I wonder if you'll also look at this, how some might look at the at the mask, because now it's a matter of, hey, you got to wear these things when you go into a lot of places. So it's like an accessory, almost like a piece of fashion, right? So, I mean, you don't just pick any just like black mask or anything like that. You need one that looks right, especially if you're on TV, right?
Hey, you know what? I'm a fan of the plain black mask. Just keep it simple. But you never know. Might jazz it up a little bit.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. I'll see you Saturday at the game, Tara, or maybe I won't. I'll just see you from afar. Look forward to good luck, by the way. Yeah. I would say break a leg, but I don't mean it.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Tara Talmadge joining us here on Halftime. So it's just like, you're supposed to have the little black dress, or at least you used to have that. Yeah. Every woman had the little black dress. Now every woman might need to have the little black mask. It's just that accessory that you can't not have for a certain situation on a night out, or maybe even Tara's case on Saturday, an afternoon on the football field.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you have been delaying your surgeries or procedures and you live in Baxter County, don't delay any longer. Baxter County Regional Care is taking every necessary precaution, keeping you 100% safe. Separate care areas for COVID-19 and non-COVID-19 patients. Everyone wears a mask inside. Sanitizing stations located all throughout the facility. You can learn more about what Baxter Regional Medical Center is doing to keep you safe. Safe surgeries, safe procedures, safely seeing patients all across service lines. Baxter Regional Medical Center at baxterregional.org.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frank Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frank Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September,
all-time yards per rush. This is impressive. 5 yards per rush over Sayers' career ties him for 8th all-time in the NFL. But when you dig into it, 3 quarterbacks are also on this list. Michael Vick at 7 yards per rush. That's the best of all time in the NFL. And Randall Cunningham is second at 6.4 yards per rush. Cam Newton tied for 6th all-time, averaging 5.1 yards per rush. But as far as running backs are concerned, Marion Motley, Jamal Charles, Jim Brown, Mercury Morris are ahead of Gale Sayers, and that's it.
Wow.
So says a lot about the career of Gale Sayers more than anything. It doesn't say much about him as a person, but from all accounts, he was a wonderful person as well. 877-377-6963 to get with us here in this segment. We have Bill King coming up in just a moment. Yesterday, didn't I remember saying this yesterday, SmackDown? I was going to reserve this for Change My Mind, but might as well bring it up now. There's going to be college football postponements or cancellations every week. Like, you feel pretty, I don't know if lucky is the right word, but just whatever the NFL is doing, package that and send it to college football. And I understand it's much different circumstances. But no postponements or cancellations for the NFL, and a whole series of them for college football, and now including Power 5 teams. Baylor had to cancel their game with Houston this past weekend. By the way, Houston was pretty ticked at the way that went down. They felt that Baylor sat on some of that information until the very last moment. Notre Dame and Wake Forest, this came out after the show yesterday, postponed till, I think it's early December, because the ACC did leave itself some wiggle room for postponements like this. Notre Dame, Wake Forest, and I was reading how the Kansas State-Oklahoma game on Saturday is also up in the air. Kansas State has had some really serious issues controlling COVID on the team. Remember, they were down I think a dozen players for the Arkansas State game, and Chris Kleeman on his radio show, or I think to a reporter the other day, said that the COVID situation for his team was getting worse, not better. So I think the reason that Baylor had to bail out on the Houston game is they didn't have enough offensive linemen. You've got to have, I think it is at least 7 offensive linemen, a certain amount of D linemen, and 1 quarterback. I don't think they had the necessary amount of offensive linemen. So, these things will just keep happening. All right, get some baseball stuff, because yesterday was clinching day, which also involves a reverse clinch, one that I've been following for quite a while here. So the good clinches first. Atlanta, the Braves, clinched their 3rd consecutive National League East title by defeating blowing out the Marlins 11-1, 5 homers, 2 by Marcell Ozuna. Now with 17, Brian Anderson was 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts in the loss. Get a load of this, SmackDown. Okay. The Braves, since 1991, that's 29 years, 18 division titles. Wow. In 29 years. Yeah. But just 1 world championship. 1995, and haven't been to a World Series since 99. So it's been 21 years since the last Braves World Series. They just continue to get into the playoffs and can't figure a way to get out of the National League. Dodgers made it 8 consecutive NL West titles by beating Oakland. The big redhead Dustin May, 5 innings, 2 runs for the win, only his 3rd decision of the year. And the Dodgers did have to wait till later on in the evening when the Padres lost to the Angels, which gave Los Angeles another title. Of course, how many world championships do the Dodgers have over this time where they have how many NL West championships in a row?
They got the eighth consecutive. Oh,
0 world championships.
I was going to say,
none.
it was 0. I was trying. Okay.
It's a whole bunch of heartbreaking World Series losses, really more than anything else. The Indians clinched a playoff berth yesterday with this.
2-1-2 out 2-2 pitch to Ramirez. Hit in the air, deep right center, angles back. He's out of room. It's out of here. The Indians walk off the White Sox. A stunner here in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez driving the Indians into October.
Yeah, God, the Indians won it.
I'm bummed because that's my White Sox now. That's my team now for this next playoff run here, SmackDown. But still White Sox in first place. The Cubs clinched a playoff spot thanks to Philadelphia losing twice to Washington. So here's what your playoff race looks like. The American League is pretty much set. Rays, White Sox, Twins. Pardon me, Yankees. I'm sorry. Here, let's start this over. Rays, White Sox, Oakland division leaders. Yanks, and Minnesota, and out in the West with Oakland, you've got the Mariners, and now you got 6 of 8 teams that already have their berth set. Houston and Toronto, 3.5 games of the Angels for those last 2 wild cards. Dodgers, Padres, Braves, and Cubs are the National League teams that'll battling. You still got a bunch of other teams that are in that race for the final 2 playoff spots, including St. Louis. But then there's my Pirates, who did some clinching yesterday, SmackDown.
Did they clinch a playoff berth?
No.
Oh.
They clinched the worst record in the National League even while they won a game. Yeah, this is a very Pirates thing to do, to clinch the worst record in your league when you win. It's thanks to what was the other team? It was the Arizona Diamondbacks. They beat Texas, so that clinches the Pirates the worst record in the National League. Still need, it's the garbage number, a garbage number of 2, combination of 2 wins or losses of the Pirates with losses by the Texas Rangers will clinch the Pirates that first overall pick in the draft. But I'm upset at this guy, Jacob Stallings. Like, who does he think he is, hitting a walk-off home run in the 9th inning to snap a 5-game losing streak for Pittsburgh?
No
kidding. No kidding, how dare they? Because now this just makes it that much more difficult for Pittsburgh to finish with a losing percentage of over 70. Because now it's 16-39. They have to lose 4 of the next 5 games to clinch that losing percentage that I've been begging for. Still a good chance at this, because even with the win over the Cubs yesterday, Pittsburgh is 2-9. Against the combination of the Cubs and the Tribe, and those are the 2 teams that they play. So, elsewhere in baseball, that's about it, because all I care about right now is the Pirates finishing with the worst record, and my White Sox. I can start calling them right?
Can you really even use the word "my"? Because you're not really a White Sox fan. You're just cheering for them when it comes to the playoffs.
Not at all. But here's what I've come down to, and I figured this out about a lot of sports fans.
Okay.
I'm interested in the psychology of the sports fan. We root for ourselves. Now, I picked the White Sox to come out of the American League before this stupid irregular season started.
Fair.
So essentially, SmackDown, I am being a selfish idiot and rooting for myself to be right. That's what it's about. Plus, the White Sox are a fun team to watch. This is a team that you can get with. They're young.
Absolutely.
They're fast. They've got power. They've arrived a little bit early. It's a fun town as far as sports and baseball are concerned, but I'm really just rooting for my own prediction anyway. That's what it's about. I think that's why I root for the Steelers so hard, because I love Pittsburgh, the city. I feel like I'm rooting for myself. Anyway,
fair.
Maybe we got to get a sports psychologist on at some point and bring this up.
Well, we could just get Jerry Seinfeld on, but when you cheer for the clothes. You don't cheer for the team. You're cheering for the
You're
clothes.
You're not rooting for the clothes. You're really rooting for yourself because you would wear those clothes if you were given the opportunity to.
Hey,
you also need to remember that tomorrow we're giving away more food. Hardee's Lunch Bunch. Make sure you get in there and enter at hitthatline.com. Do it now.
Yeah, we're doing it tomorrow. We'll announce a winner tomorrow. Leave us your info at hitthatline.com. We'll select a winner for you and your work friend, your job site, your office group to win Hardee's lunch and or breakfast. Heck, you just win Hardee's, which that'll make anybody's heart happy and their Thursday happy. And if you have it on a Friday, it's even happier on a Friday. Head to hitthatline.com. Get registered today. We'll have another winner tomorrow here on Halftime, and that's courtesy of your best friends at Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley and at hitthatline.com.
Bill King, the king of college football talk, joining Halftime right after the break. We'll be getting into some of these SEC matchups, and then we'll wrap it up with Change My Mind. Stay tuned. Right back.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. See, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hertz Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. It's a difficult time right now, and social distancing is vitally important. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep running. It's a great way to exercise in solitude, build up your immune system, and keep from going stir-crazy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips on how to take care of yourself during this time. And remember, just keep running. This has been brought to you by True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Breeden RV's 2020 blowout sale was a huge success, and now they need more trailers. Due to the massive shortage in good, clean, pre-owned RVs, they will pay top dollar for your RV. So if you don't get to use your RV as much as you like, don't worry. Breeden RV's here to buy it, or they can even consign it for you. They also have the newest models from Thor, Forest River, Coachman, and many more arriving daily. They can take care of you on your service needs, and for the month of September, get 10% off all parts and accessories. The best camping weather is just around the corner, so stop by Breeden RV on Alma Highway in Van Buren and start living your best life today. See dealer for details.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Hi, huddle up, get over here.
Wait for me. Oh, cool, this is my first huddle. Okay, so what do you guys really think of Chandler? Phoebe, you know what you're doing, right? Yeah. Okay, all right, Joey's gonna catch it, and you and I are gonna block. What's block? Phoebe, I thought you said you know what you were doing. I thought you meant in life. Break.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
Going back here looking, I didn't realize Gale Sayers played for the University of Kansas. The Kansas Comet, he was known as. Maybe the greatest Kansas Jayhawk football player of all time. I don't know. Let's ask Bill King, joining us from Nashville Sports Radio. Bill, you remember watching Gale play? Did you get a chance to see him play during his time?
No. In the 70s, though, the movie that came out, Brian's Song, was a very famous movie about him and guy named Brian Piccolo that were rookies together in the NFL, and Piccolo died of cancer. But if you've ever seen the movie, it's a 70s movie, and sad movie actually. But
really
now Gale
sad.
Sayers, I'll give you a little local trivia. Not that you guys are in the 615, but for a brief amount of time, he was the AD, Gale Sayers, at Tennessee State University in Nashville.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
No kidding. That's interesting. I had no idea about that. We were just talking a little bit about Sayers throughout the show today, and then the other thing that hit me, and I wanted to ask you about this too, because I love the stories of weird injuries. Although this deal with Tyrod Taylor, the punctured lung administered by the team doctor, man, I couldn't imagine anything more painful than that. Or can you imagine the team doctor? Oops. That's one of the stranger injuries I've heard of before.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I just reading about that a little earlier. Yeah, I mean, so friendly fire there, or friendly doctor, and you're out for what'd they say, the year? He's done for the year, I guess, because of this. So I'll tell you this: I've seen somebody have their lungs reinflated, and that is, you're talking about painful just to sit there and watch, where they literally stick a contraption in between your bones there, and they pump you back up. That's some strange and scary stuff.
Yeah. We did get a chance to watch Justin Herbert, though, make that NFL debut. Kid looked pretty good. I mean, I don't know if we thought we would see him play that early, but looks like could be the real deal for the Chargers. All right, so let's get into this weekend of the SEC.
Yeah.
So we got Arkansas, Georgia. The lines move towards Georgia. I don't think there's any surprise there. -26. It's going to be tough for Arkansas to hang with this team. I believe they can stay within 26. I think they can make it a tight-ish game for the first half, but there's just a lot too much depth on Georgia on either side. What are you expecting to see this Saturday? You think it's going to be ugly like everybody else does? You think that there's a chance this could be tight?
Well, here's the one thing to circle. It depends on where Georgia's offense is. If they're sluggish, then it might look tight for a while until they get going. That's possible. If they're in sync, then it's gone. It's done. I don't think it gets to halftime if they're in sync. And I'm assuming they start with Dwan Mathis at quarterback. JT Daniels, even if he gets cleared right before the game, I don't know how much repping he's doing with the ones. I don't know what they've been able to game plan there. Maybe they have. But I'm just guessing that Dwan Mathis struts out there first, and we'll see what happens from there, guys.
I saw the news out of South Carolina, a name that Arkansas fans will remember from the past 2 years is now a starting quarterback in the SEC, Colin Hill, who'd been at Colorado State the previous 2 years under Brad Bobo. Of course, now he's the offensive coordinator under Will Muschamp, and unseats Ryan Helinski. Was that a surprise, or did you maybe see this coming with Bobo coming over and bringing his quarterback too?
Yeah, just because of the relationship there, I guess it's not a surprise. And Bobo, I mean, I've known Mike Bobo. I remember him. He played in the mid-'90s, played in a really famous game in Neyland Stadium against Peyton Manning, a game that Georgia actually should have won. And he's a good coordinator. He was a good coordinator at Georgia here more recently before Colorado State. That's an interesting quarterback elevation. Now, again, they don't have to stick with that if they're ineffective. And you got to remember, Tennessee's trotting out Jarrett Guarantano, who's anything but consistent. So we'll see how that goes.
Is this we might have asked you this before, and I know you've talked about the idea that this season, because of finances and everything else that's going on here, that there might not really be a hot seat for coaches. But what about Muschamp at South Carolina? What is this, year 5, year 6? Still waiting for that breakthrough? Would he be the lone hot seat coach perhaps this year in the SEC?
If it falls to pieces, yes. I still don't know what the climate would be there. They owe him a lot of money. And I don't know. Let's say they go 3-7. They got a tough schedule, as they always do. And then I guess the relief package there at the end is you don't get killed by Clemson this year on the schedule, which would really do it. I just don't think there's much of a mood for that. Now, I guess it could just get so bad you don't have a choice, but do you imagine being an AD and going to your president and or chancellor saying, okay, we owe him $15 million, and then we owe another X amount of millions to the assistants, and the new guy is going to cost 5 years, $30 million, and we need his assistants too, and he's probably going to want his own strength guy. I just don't know if you're going to be able to go sell that, no matter how bad the football field looks.
Speaking of Bill King here on halftime, Bill, let's look all around the SEC. What's the game of the week this week in Bill King's mind?
There's not one that stands out. I think the Tennessee-South Carolina game, just because if Tennessee loses, I think they're not going to get perhaps where they want in year 3, which would be a 6-4. 6-4 would be really good with their schedule this year and with the additions to the schedule. Some are pointing to the Auburn game. And, Auburn doesn't need to be losing that game. And Kentucky's solid. Kentucky's getting about 8, 9, 10 points somewhere in there. I haven't looked today. I would say those. I really want to see Mac Jones at quarterback for Alabama. I'm not a huge believer there. And I want to see what Georgia does at quarterback, too. To me, those are the two biggest how the quarterbacks play. Those are the two biggest notes. And then LSU, as we've discussed ad nauseum, guys, they've lost so much. They get Mississippi State. They get K.J. Costello, who is a Stanford transfer, at quarterback. How's LSU going to look? And they're saying everybody's kind of making too much of all these losses that they incurred. They say their defense is even better than it was a year ago. I think that's interesting, too.
You bring up Auburn in the Kentucky game, which I think will be that. A lot of the people are kind of looking forward to this one. And I think a lot of Arkansas fans are just because they want to see Chad Morris fail at Auburn. But I'll put it like this. What's the vibe going to be around Auburn with Gus Malzahn, Chad Morris, if they were to fall to Kentucky?
No. Ugly. And what if it looks like Gus historically always looks like he won't let his coordinators be coordinators? If that drum beat gets loud again, it's going to be funny. It's going to be interesting, to say the least, because Chad Morris, I know a lot of people might not like him over there, but he's an excellent offensive mind. And if they leave him alone, I think they'll be in pretty good shape this year.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Go ahead, Phil. I tend to agree with what you're saying, though, Bill. He is a good offensive mind. Right. I feel like, though, a lot of our listeners
the rest of the stuff remains to be seen, right?
Yeah.
Bill, let me ask you this. Who do you think would be more difficult to work under as an offensive coordinator? Would it be Gus? Would it be the Mad Professor, the Pirate, Mike Leach, or would it be Nick Saban? Who do you think's tougher to work for as a coordinator, as an offensive coordinator specifically?
Well, I don't think Leach would be at all, because he's calling everything. I mean, that's understood up front. So he's the offensive coordinator and the head coach. Boy, I would think Saban, even if you're successful, he's such a – and when I say control freak, that's not necessarily negative, but, again, that's his style. I mean, think about all the butt chewings he took that Lane Kiffin took. And Lane did, other than the Washington job where he wasn't coherent enough the Washington game, the semifinal game, where he wasn't really coherent enough to coach. Really foolish day for him there. But he took all kinds of butt chewings, and he did a very good job at Alabama. You're going to get it from him. You just have to go in there and know it's going to be like when you're a kid and your dad was disciplining you. That's the way your life's going to be. So I would say Saban.
Bill, you're on Twitter. I don't know. Did you see the picture of Lane Kiffin last night? Looked like a selfie from right in the town square in Oxford. Looks like he's put on 25 pounds.
He's not hungry, is he? His belly's full. I don't think I saw that. I'll look that up. But he, you know what? They've got some. I don't think they beat Florida, and I prefer John Rice Plumlee at quarterback. They're going to start Matt Corral apparently, but they've got a little bit of offensive talent. If again, using that term sluggish, if Florida comes out sluggish, maybe that's a game for a half or so. But yeah, the Lane train's doing okay.
Let me just tell you this, though, Bill, and you probably know this whenever the game is. When it's Arkansas Ole Miss, bet the over. That's a guarantee. That would be my cold, hard lock for the entire season, the over on Arkansas Ole Miss.
Doesn't even matter what the number is. Just do it.
Bill, let me ask you one thing real quick, Bill, before we let you go here. Okay. When it's all said and done, Arkansas and Georgia, I think we all know how this game probably will turn out. What would be in your mind, and what would you classify as a successful first game for Sam Pittman? Is it just being competitive? Like, what would quantify success in your mind for Sam Pittman in game one?
You don't look sloppy, and the reason why you got beat is they've got better players, and there's nothing you can do about that today. You can go recruit, but, on the field today, that's not your fault. You played hard, you were physical, you fought, and they beat you fair and square, and you didn't turn it over. They did not get numbers on you because you're sloppy. To me, that would be a good day.
I think most fans here in Arkansas would agree with you. Bill, enjoy the first SEC weekend
guys.
of the year.
Thank you.
Looking forward to talking about it next
Thanks,
week. Bill
Bill.
King, Nashville Sports Radio, with us every Wednesday, and always appreciate his time. Don't forget, look up at Ouachita Farms, ouachitafarms.com, a licensed cannabis farm, processor, and seed labeler right there in Hot Springs Village. They make CBD products that are sold all across Arkansas at over 200 locations. This is natural, no additive made, 100% USA grown hemp. Small batches, lab results are verified and published right there at WashitaFarms.com. Owned by the Owens brothers, David, Jeff, Mark, and Mitchell, all born and raised in Hot Springs. Go to WashitaFarms.com. You can also stop by at their tasting room for a sample right at Hot Springs Village at Highway 7 North. Make sure you use the code WPS15 at checkout at WashitaFarms.com. Back after the break, cherry on the top, change my mind.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Come on
into Buffalo Wild Wings and try our new fan favorites featuring our new cauliflower wings paired with our mouth-watering Zing Zang sauce. While you're here, reward yourself with Buffalo Wild Wings' new daily trivia while enjoying our fan favorite smoked brisket burger or southern chicken sandwich. Let your taste buds win and come on in to Buffalo Wild Wings, the best and only place to watch college football and the NFL. Celebrate your fantasy team winning on our wall-to-wall TVs. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
In September at Frank Road Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in the USA Speed Queen laundry, gas coil top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, reclining sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and tables and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Row Furniture, 405 4th Street in Barling, Arkansas.
Whitson Morgan Motor Company, your 2020 Dealer Rater Dealer of the Year, has 4 great locations in the River Valley, giving you a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Choose from Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Chevrolet vehicles right now at Whitson Morgan Motor Company. See their reviews and compare with others. That many people can't be wrong. Visit Whitson Morgan in Clarksville, Ozark, and Russellville, or log on at whitsonmorgan.com for selections and great deals to serve you today.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing. Who in this party's off the hook?
Keep winning with the latest download of the Halftime Podcast presented by Jeff's Clubhouse. And keep up with everything happening in Razorback Land at hitthatline.com. It'll make you feel good.
I feel fantastic!
Like goat good.
I'm gonna prove I'm the greatest. We're gonna prove to the world I'm the greatest.
Of course he's the GOAT. May not be the boat. The best of all time.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
I'm going to eat some raw meat, and I'm going to train. I'm going to get ready and chop some little trees.
Greatest coach in the history of college football.
He is the GOAT, clearly.
There's no one can stop me. I'm the best ever.
Today, I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
I feel proud as a halftime homework professor. I know tomorrow's halftime homework, but I made that comeback, and you hear Ricky Henderson at the end with his famous proclamation of being the greatest of all time. I asked Ty Richardson yesterday if he knew who was the last voice on that little bump. Now remember, the reason we even started doing halftime homework is because Ty did not know who Ricky Henderson is, the greatest leadoff hitter of all time, who scored the most runs and the most stolen bases, might have the most at-bats or plate appearances, and maybe even games played in Major League history. Ty had no clue who it was. He answered back yesterday, that's Ricky Henderson.
Good for him.
And I don't know if I've ever been any prouder of myself or of Ty for finally actually getting a baseball question right, and one from my era of baseball. I felt good about it. My God.
No, you're giving him too much credit now. We got to temper the expectations here a little bit.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
He is going to get you back, though, this weekend, isn't he? Do we want to bring this up right now? Or me and Matty T can talk about this.
You've been bringing it up already for the last – I heard you talking about it on the Morning Rush. So, all right, I know
Yeah,
Go ahead, tell me what I got to do.
Let's
Let's just put it this way. I already have an out for Monday. Like, I shouldn't even do Monday's show because Monday is Yom Kippur. That's the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. That's the day that I'm supposed to ask God and everybody around that I've sinned against for their forgiveness. Okay? So I have an out. Like, I already should be taking Monday off. I'm not because we got this Razorback game we got to talk about. So, I'm not even going to be eating on Monday during the show. I'd probably won't want to eat for a full 24 hours after what I'm going to ingest on Sunday.
Do we want to talk about it?
Well, you got to read on Buffalo Wild Wings anyway, so
Okay.
go for it.
All right, don't get so aggressive all of a sudden. Goodness gracious.
This is what the last segment always is becoming now. Like, this is the rant segment for me.
I can tell. Goodness gracious. Well, for those that don't know, the one and only Phil Elson is trying one of the 4 new sauces that Buffalo Wild Wings has to offer. And no, it is not any of these 3 sauces. But, Matty T, these sauces, I'm anxious to try. I think I'm going to hit them up Thursday night and hit them up for Boneless
Are you
Thursday.
going to try the new pizza sauce?
I think I'm going to try that and the orange sauce. And
The orange sauce is the one I want to try.
Orange sauce sounds really good. They got pizza sauce, orange sauce. The one I'm really curious about, because lemon pepper goes with everything, and they've already had the dry rub. Now it's a sauce. So the lemon pepper sauce sounds really good. They've got other options for you at Buffalo Wild Wings. They've got the new cauliflower wings, and you can pair that with their mouth-watering Zing Zang sauce. They've got something. If chicken wings aren't really your thing right now, you want to try something different, I'd highly recommend trying the fan favorite smoked brisket burger or the Southern Nashville hot chicken sandwich. Lots of good stuff at Buffalo Wild Wings. You can let your taste buds win. Head to B-Dubs right now. Dine-in or carry-out options are available. You can download the app on the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, and you can find B-Dubs at Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. The other sauce that I didn't mention, Matty T.
Yeah, by the way, keep in mind that this is not a sauce. This is like scooping off plasma from the surface of the sun and putting it on food.
This Sunday, Phil Elson, the illustrious voice of Arkansas Razorback women's basketball, baseball, is doing the Carolina Reaper Blazing Challenge.
Wow.
Now, let's just be upfront about this, too. I was warned against this stuff on Sunday when I went to B-Dubs.
What did they say?
The guy said, this isn't flavor, it is straight heat. He ordered a small of it. That's 10 wings. He didn't even finish half of one of them.
Oh, no.
While I was happily munching away on my mango habanero, thinking to myself, how could SmackDown think this is too spicy to eat? This is delicious. I am frightened about Sunday. Frightened. Not because I think the Steelers will lose to the Texans. No, sir. They're going to win. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose every one of my taste buds for the foreseeable future. Like, this is probably the one sauce that tastes better coming up than it does going down.
Fair.
And at that point, you're burning your esophagus twice. So, yeah, you guys are going to need to probably do a little more talking than normal on Monday because I might have to amputate my tongue.
No, wait.
You're right, JT texted. He's right. R.I.P. Phil. That's right.
No, but Phil will be on the air Monday morning, hopefully. We'll talk.
We'll see if I'm alive. It's one thing at a time. I still have to be alive in order to show up and do the show Monday.
Hopefully there's not any other side effects that require him to be broadcasting from his bathroom.
Oh, my God. I can only imagine the pain of when you have to go to the restroom after all this happens.
Well, we do have the necessary equipment to pull that off if necessary.
That's true.
Not like
we do have the equipment. I just don't need the Skype camera in on the bathroom with you. Or the FaceTime camera, because I don't need you talking normal and then you get the urge to go to the anyway.
Now, SmackDown, I just want to remind you here, because now we are doing I lost last year's college football picks to tie.
Absolutely.
That's how this happened. The year before I lost, so I had to go do a polar plunge and almost had to amputate my toes. So now we're going to have to do one of these things again, you guys back there in the studios in the fort, all right? So the two of you may have to eventually do something completely painful that you never thought you'd have to do once I beat both of you in the football picks.
I'm content doing most things. I'd rather not do hot things. That's just me.
What about things
That's
involving
really great. Why don't you
electricity?
give me more ideas then, SmackDown?
No, this is a collective agreement amongst all three of us.
We're talking about electricity now. Maybe bring in a car battery and see if we can things we can hook it up to.
Great.
Is that too extreme?
Great.
You have some really interesting ideas, Matty T.
Where'd your mind wander off to all of a sudden?
A little too far.
I could tell. B in Clarksville says we need to schedule another polar plunge for Monday morning. That might be the best idea. That might be the best way to attack this thing.
My friend, that was a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
No, I understand the polar plunge, but find something cold after you're done. You do the wings. Monday morning, you just need to have like 5 10-gallon things of ice cream and just smack down on ice cream the whole show.
You know, the water that I went in at Beaver Lake was 36 degrees. Yeah. I think Sunday I will need to drink all of Beaver Lake at 36 degrees to cool off what's going to happen.
Now, don't they say?
They say milk.
Yeah, I was going to say milk or bread. You're not supposed to drink water when you do something that hot because the water will just like
something chemical about it.
No. The fact is, you're not supposed to eat anything that hot. Like the human body is not made to digest this stuff.
So why did you and Ty agree to this then?
Because I'm an idiot. Have you not figured this out yet, SmackDown?
No,
we've worked together. We've worked together for 7 months. I'm the stupidest smart person you will ever meet in your life.
No, you're more smart than stupid.
I'm both. You can be both.
That's fair.
Yeah. You can be intelligent and know the definition of certain words and how to form sentences and thoughts while doing a lot of stupid things. That's me. And the fact of the matter, pudding is this ridiculous deal that we're doing on Sunday at B-Dubs.
So who are we going to leave this punishment?
And I'm not eating 10 wings. Like, I can't do it. There's no way.
Apparently,
there is no way. Like, if you've ever seen the movie Alien,
yes.
Do you remember the scene when the alien jumps out of the guy's stomach?
Yeah, that's a chest
That'll
burster.
be me, but it'll be chicken wings instead of an alien. Don't do this to me. I'm not eating 10 of them.
I don't want to misspeak for Ty, but I believe he said this morning that you were going to eat 10 to 12 of these things.
Well, Ty can eat the ones that I leave. We'll just leave it at that.
That's
if
good.
he believes that the 12 of these suckers should be eaten, and by the way, a small at B-Dubs is 10, okay? Not 12. I thought it was 6. I'm not even going 6.
Yeah, that's the main.
I think eating one of them is going to be enough to strip the varnish off of a piece of wood, for crying out loud. Like this sauce could rip the chrome off of a trailer hitch. It's going to melt my skin from the inside out. And you guys are doing the show all by yourself Monday. I'm sorry. I'm asking God for forgiveness, and I'm going to have to ask myself for forgiveness for hurting myself badly.
We will make sure this is live streamed for everybody, the whole world to see. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, I forgot the one part we're supposed to do in this segment here. Changed my mind. Ugh. Don't forget about Sam Pittman live tonight at the Catfish Hole. Chuck Barrett and the head Razorback football coach from 7 to 8. And we're back with you tomorrow from Matty T and SmackDown. This is Phil. Get up, get out, and get better.